There's a couple articles. There was one on Mike.com that was talking about how, shrooms might actually treat depression and anxiety better than antidepressants.
Curious. Interesting.
Yeah. And in fact, there are no negative side effects to mushrooms. In fact, most people who take magic mushrooms, we're not talking about your garden variety, magic mushrooms, hallucinogens, the ones with the psilocybin in them, they say that people who do that typically have a positive experience and say that they would, do it again. It was in a study. Apparently, the next thing they're going to do is try and legalize magic mushrooms or use them as antidepressants. But like I said, those 4 other studies said that they can actually increase anxiety and depression. Just depends on the person. So maybe
you're stressing me out. What you're
maybe
saying
not.
is stressing me out.
Maybe not the best users. So keep that off your pizza. So all I'm saying. Don't use. Thanks. I appreciate that. The disembodied voice of Joe thinks that's funny. I appreciate it.
I actually like mushrooms on my pizza.
I like mushrooms too, which makes me really sad. And like I was saying, after the prohibition is over on marijuana, what are the pro-marijuana people going to be like pushing next?
Oh my gosh,
we have to have something to put on a sign and say legalize it. It's fine. Mushrooms might be next. I don't know.
They might just retreat into their basements.
What do you guys think? Tell us in the chat, all 5 of you.
It's what Daniel Tosh says. He's like, and he was doing a stand-up routine in Cali. He's like, I really want pot legalized. Yeah, California crowd. Yeah. So finally, those stoners will have nothing to talk about.
That is so true. There are, I think, maybe only 2 people on my Facebook who are adamantly pro marijuana
doing
legalization.
This. It's making me uncomfortable,
Trump.
Matt.
I keep doing the Trump thing. Like they say, this is Trump, this is Trump, this is Gary Johnson. This is Trump, this is Gary.
Right.
Anyway. Who just all they post is another doctor who found out that weed cures cancer was found in a river. The government's trying to cover it, and like that's all they post. Yeah, and I'm like,
that's deep.
I don't see that. Oh, hopefully it was deep. Must not have been because they found him. Anyway, thanks. So yeah, there are those people who are very adamant, and I think we were talking about this earlier. Once it's legalized, there's going to be all the other fights that come with the government then running the industry, and
I agree with that actually.
We were talking about how these people who grow weed illegally aren't going to be able to do it the way they're doing it now. Just because it's suddenly legal, they can't just go, oh yeah, I grow it in my closet and in my backyard, my greenhouse, whatever. The government's going to be, okay, well, you need a permit for that, and you need to have the place has to be so many miles from a school zone, or it has to, and they're going to regulate it to death. And trust me, people are going to have a harder time when it's legal growing it and getting it than when it's illegal. Just watch. So that's going to be the next fight. Everybody's going to freak out because the government got too much into it.
That's interesting though, because a lot of the bills that have legalized pot in different states have included, like Oregon. I don't know what the number is, but like you can grow 3 plants, right? That was part of the bill that legalized that brought it into common circulation.
Was that statewide or national? Was that federal government or state government?
I see what you're saying. No, okay.
It was state government, wasn't it? Yeah,
that's right.
I'm telling you, the township, the city, the county, the state. The farther out you get, the more regulation they put on you. It's the weirdest thing ever.
What? The farther you are from what you're regulating, the more regulations you're tempted to put on it.
The way it should work in my very well-educated years of experience, the way it should work is the person who has the most control and regulatory influence in your life should be the most local government, and it should obviously get smaller and smaller as the government. The federal government should have very little, if any, effect on your life. The kind of things that they regulate now should be regulated by your state and your township, because then they know. It's like the federal government going like, you can only have 4 trash cans out by your curb. Like, your township handles that. They should handle everything else like that.